Hi, my loves. Welcome back to Power Conversations and Connections with Susan. Thank you for taking the time to join me today. I hope everything is well with you, and we're going to get right into it, right? If you didn't listen to the last episode, you might want to take a wander back and go listen to that, because we're going to build upon that. I talked about who's on your team. Hashtag Team Susan, right? What it means to have people on your team who are going to take you to where you want to go, stop you from going where you shouldn't go, and overall just provide support for you on this journey, right? You know, here at Power Conversations, we talk life, the beauty and vulnerability on the journey to self-love and evolving into our best selves. That happens when you have other people on board. So my team, Team Susan, right? The foundation of everything for me is relationships and friendships. I've always been blessed. I thank God for it. It is a gift to have had close friendships over the years and still being able to meet people, develop relationships, and develop friendships. And I am fortunate in the fact that I really feel like if it was a best friend of the world category, you know, like an Academy Award, I would definitely get it, because I'm that girl. I'm that friend who will go with you all the way, right? That started for me when I was a little girl. I was about 8 years old. We moved from the lower Ninth Ward. I'm from New Orleans. We moved from New Orleans and we moved across the river to Marrero, right? And I came out of my house, and on the corner was, I didn't know at the time, my best friend now of 50 plus years. She was standing on her bike, beautiful. We started talking and we started to become friends. And it was common for me to come from my house, walk 3 doors down to Allegra's house, and she would walk 3 doors down to mine. And we just became fast friends. The reason that I say that is there is an instant connection of the heart when you connect someone to the term friend. It should always be heart-centric. And so knowing that you have that person makes that person able to feed you, nourish you. And also, as I said, I'm a big proponent of accountability. Say, hey, you know, if you keep going down that road, you're on the wrong track, right? But it didn't start with meeting her and then we became friends at that moment. We built a relationship. We learned how to talk to each other. We learned how we didn't want to interact with each other. We built a bond around music and our love of food. My mother from New Orleans was a wonderful cook, right? Her mother was also from or a transplant to New Orleans, but she could bake. So I would go down the street and get bakery or baked goods, and she would come to my house to eat. We were in each other's space and in each other's house all the time. We told secrets. We kept jokes, and we were huge fans of music. So we would sit down and for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours listen to music. Loved the Commodores, knew every word of every song, every member, everything about every member. And so that was our thing, right? In addition to that, we went to school together. We loved Prince. We built a relationship. So what I'm saying to you is people on your team, you have to invest in them and they have to invest in you, because friendship isn't free. To call someone a friend means that you're setting a standard, that there's an expectation, that I'm going to be here for you. You're going to be there for me. Now, you define what that is. I also have friends who are newbies. My youngest friend, I think, is 10 years old in our friendship, 10 years old. So that's how close to the cuff I hold the term friend. I didn't always, though. So quickly, we say, after talking to someone for a couple of days, going out on a couple of dates, hanging out at the club a little bit, oh, that's my friend. Are they really? Do you know what a friend is to you? Do you know what the definition of that is to fill that hole? And where we go wrong is because we don't know that, we get our feelings hurt. Because that person that you attach the friend word to isn't your friend. You didn't take the time to understand that they're undercover hater. They're out there. They are out there. They are those people who will step into your circle just to be in your circle, who have no interest in what you're doing or where you're going, but they talk good. They give good lip service. You have to have discernment. You have to learn who's on your team, right? Friendship isn't equal. We will never have the same emotions at the same time, going through the same things, the same challenges, the same joys, the same triumphs, the same anything at every given moment. So when you're calling someone a friend, that doesn't mean pound for pound. It's not, I'm your friend here, and then the next minute you're equally my friend. But what you do want to do, what you want to search for, and the thing that I've learned over all the heartache and all the heartbreak and all the great friendships that I have, friendship must be reciprocal. Reciprocity is the name of the game. How do you know? If you're making all the phone calls, if you're initiating all the text, if you're asking what's going on with that person all the time, if you're in a circle of your friends and you can't get a word in edgewise, as they say, they're having a conversation, but you're really on the outside of the conversation trying to dip in every now and then and say a word, that's not reciprocity. I'll tell you a story. Years ago, I was having a hard time with relationships, friendships. I was in a bad space myself. And it was really tough financially. It was really tough emotionally. And I needed support like I had needed support before from friends. I'm the strong friend. I'm that one. I'm the one you call to cry on a shoulder on. I'm the one in the middle of the night, if you need me, I'm going to drop everything. I'm the one who's going to take care of every need that you have, to make sure that you're taken care of, to make sure your kids are going to get your kids, do whatever I need to do in your house. I'm that girl, right? Like I said, I am the best BFF on this side of the Mississippi. I truly believe that. However, I was blind. And I didn't know what I needed until I needed it in friendships that I wasn't getting it. I didn't know that I needed reciprocity. I didn't know that I needed the level of support back that I was giving out. And so at this particular time in my life, where it was really tough, I'm talking fingernails on the counter saying, Jesus, if you don't do something right now, I'm going to drown. And I need you to do it like right now. So I really needed friends who were thinking about me, concerned about me. But you know why they weren't? Is because I never made them think that I needed them. Remember, I'm the strong friend. Hi, how you doing? I'm good. How's the family? Everybody's great. You know how we do, right? That's why it's really important to have people who can say, yeah, I could kind of see through that, and somebody who will challenge you and say, why are you always happy? Or why haven't you called me in the last 2 or 3 days? Because you're the person who called all the time. Somebody who's going to have a radar to say, wait a minute, hold on, something's out of character for Susan because she hasn't called, because that's the expectation. Even though it's not reciprocal, it's still the expectation. That's the kind of friend you have to have. Someone who's going to say something's off, and then who's going to come in and make it their business to find out what's up. Oh, nothing's wrong. No, I'll tell my friend in a minute. You can't tell me that. I had a friend the other day who was going through some stuff. She picked up the phone. She didn't sound right. The next thing she knew, I was calling and saying, hey, I'm at the gate. Oh, I'm in the bed. No, ma'am. Open the gate. I'm coming to see about my friend. That's the kind of friend that you need. At this particular time, fingernails on the counter, asking Jesus for a breakthrough. And what I needed from my friends, I wasn't getting. So I went to counseling. I went to therapy through my job, went to EAP, because I tell you, it was a time when my daughter, and having my daughter, and she was older, in her teens and stuff. Actually, I think at this time she might have actually been in college, but she was my saving grace. She was the one who helped me to cling to the Jesus that I know, because if it had not been for her, oh, it would have been easy. It would have been easy for the enemy to sneak in and take me out. It would have been easy, right? So I went to counseling and I started talking about what was bothering me from a friendship and a support perspective, and in general in my life. This was years ago. I say it often and I say it to anybody. It was the absolute breakthrough for me as it relates to friendships. Now, mind you, I've always had close friendships. I started with Allegra in the 3rd grade. In the 7th grade, I met Tammy. We have been friends all these years, in and out, ebbs and flows, right? But at this time, they're living their lives. They don't even know what's going on because I'm not saying anything, because not being able to take care of myself really wasn't anybody's business, right? Y'all know how we do. So, went to counseling. My counselor said to me, she held up this strainer, a strainer, and she held it to my face and she said, stop looking at people through the lens of your own eyes. She made me understand that what I was getting from my friendships is exactly what I had trained my friends to think that I needed. And at those times, perhaps I did. She said, now that you need more, they don't know how to give it to you because you never made them think that they had to. You never asked for reciprocity in your relationships. You never asked for transparent support in your relationships. You were still hiding that you was having hard times from your friends, putting on the smiley face. So you can't expect to get what you never said that you needed. So here's the thing. If, and they weren't, if your friends are not supporting you, if your friends at this time are acting selfishly in your eyes, then you can't go back. I couldn't go back and rebuild what was broken, even though we were close in our friendship. I couldn't go backwards and begin to be vulnerable. I couldn't go backwards and say clearly what I needed. I needed to move forward. And so she said, redefine what friendships are and what you need. And if the people in your life are worth keeping, then now you tell them what it is that you need from them and you don't falter from that. You also think about, or is it so one-sided that they're not worth keeping? That hit hard. Because some of the people I was talking about, we had been friends for a while. Some of them were not worth keeping because I knew that the dynamics of reciprocity would never get there. The others, I told, this is what I need. This is where I am. This is the support. And I don't have anything to give. I don't have any other late nights. I don't have any encouragement. I need to be on the receiving end of getting that from you. That made all the difference in my friendships from then to now. So I'm saying to you, you may not be in a situation where you're broken and you're needing to have your friends understand your brokenness and come into it. You may be at the beginning of developing a friendship. You know, you may be at that going out to dinner, hanging out at the club stage. You know, don't be so ready to hand that term over called friend. Let them be an acquaintance. Let them be someone you go out for. Begin from the beginning to build reciprocity. Don't always be the one at the ready, you know. Take some time to step back and define, you know, what it is that you want. Because in the course of friendship, we love, we make mistakes. I made mistakes. I made mistakes that hurt my friends. I made mistakes that made my friends say, well, you know, we'll visit this at another time. But to this day, I can honestly say now that I have friends I don't need to talk to every day. We could pick up the phone and it'll be months. We don't even expect to talk to each other every day. We're lifing, right? But we know what's going on in each other's lives. We know what's going on in our children's lives. I have friends that I talk to every day. I expect to talk to every day. And when I don't, radar, what's going on? Why you didn't call me? Oh, I was busy. Not a why you didn't call me in an accusing way, because people have a right to have their own lives. But why you didn't call me, I want to make sure you're okay way. That is the type of friend that you want. In high school, in college, even in the career world, as we're climbing the ladder, every colleague that you have is not going to be your friend. Remember, your friendship, my friendship, is not free. You want someone who can fix your crown and tell you to fix your own crown and mean it from the bottom of their heart. You want someone who is going to be there for you and tell you, I can't do it right now, with all the love in their heart. It might hurt your feelings, but you're going to be okay because they got a right to life. They have a right to their own relationships. They have a right to not be there at the drop of any hat. They have to be at the drop of the most important ones, but they don't have to be at your beck and call. You want a friend who is going to empower you, inspire you, and push you to be better than you are today. They don't have to create a vision for you, but if you have a vision, you want them to support your vision. I didn't say your vision has to be that you want to conquer the world. Your vision could be that you want to be the best mother this side of the Mississippi. That's all you want. You don't want all the entrepreneurship and the grinding and all that. Hey, you don't want it for yourself? I don't want it for you. But I do want to make sure that you're going to be the best mother that you said you were going to be. Right? Friendship must be based on reciprocity. When it is, you get the benefit of making mistakes with your friends and still being loved. You get the benefit of being loved when you are unlovable. You get the benefit of being pushed when you are stuck because they know where you want to go and they refuse to let you settle for anything less. You get the benefit of somebody who is paying close attention to what you're saying and even closer attention to what you're not. Friendship is priceless. Priceless. So, my challenge to you is, whatever stage you're in the building of the friendship, know what you want out of it, know who you're going to put on your team, and be ready to define what reciprocity you're going to be willing to take, because it is the name of the game. Thank you for joining. We hope to see you next time. All across, everywhere. Like, subscribe. Susan R. Appleton. Y'all have a good day.